This video is going to be your complete guide for dashing for DoorDash in 2025. And listen, I got videos on the best settings for DoorDash. That's important. You should watch that. I got videos on the pros and cons of being a DoorDash Dasher. Also important. But in this video, I am only going to talk about what, frankly, you and I care about the most, the pay. So I'm going to go over all of these earnings types and earnings modes and tell you how to best utilize each and every one of these. And yes, some of these are new for 2024, 2025. Let's get into it. As a DoorDash Dasher, you're going to be doing a lot of deliveries, but on these deliveries, you have two earnings modes at the time of filming this video. We have earn per offer and we have earn by time. Let's start with earn per offer and how to best utilize this traditional earnings mode. And I say that because this is the regular earnings type, the standard original earnings type on DoorDash. Let's jump into an offer here together and take a look at a standard pickup and delivery. This is your order screen here, and there's a lot going on, especially if you're new. This is what I look at really in order, but you can really do this in any order. Just make sure you do it in this allotted time here. The first thing I'm looking at, obviously, it's the pay, it's the cash flow. How much am I getting paid for this order? In this case, $9.50. And we can see here, that's your guaranteed, your minimum guaranteed here, including tip. Now then, I'm performing just kind of the mental math of what I call the dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid per mile driven? Because I'm using my personal vehicle, I don't want to just drive the thing. Yeah, I can get the pay, but then if I'm wearing down the vehicle and I'm not getting enough pay to cover the cost of the vehicle, then using the vehicle doesn't really make sense. So it's $9.50, 4.1 miles. I'm thinking minimum of $1.75 paid out per mile. Ideally, $2 to $3. But there is some wiggle room there. It depends if it's a slow shift, if I'm multi-apping or driving on different apps and just selecting the best order. Now this one, because I'm not fantastic at math, let me get my calculator out, is $2.32 paid out per mile. That meets that threshold, obviously. Now I'm not gonna do that when I'm driving. I just kind of get an estimate based on that, mental math here. Now the second thing I'm really looking at, and this kind of happens instantaneously, is the pickup location based on that shopping bag and where is it going, that drop off, that little house icon. I'm thinking about positioning. So that ending destination there, is it in ideally another what I call a power strip, areas that are really dense with restaurants? Because I want what's called ping pong orders, just like the game. I get an order and then I drop off, immediately I get another order. So it's constantly orders. I don't want to wait. I don't want to sit around. Nothing's going on. I'm wasting my time. Obviously, there is zero guarantee that even if you're in a busy plaza, power strip, wherever you're waiting, there's no guarantee you're going to get another order, but I want to set myself up best. Then I'm looking at things like the restaurant. So I look at the pickup here. It says sushi 2. I know the restaurants. I know the typical prep time. Are they on the ball, or do I have to wait sometimes? Now, those things you're really going to only know with experience. You can get a high level, right? Like a McDonald's, a Taco Bell. You can generally know, but the local spots, you're going to probably have to get some reps in and get some experience there. Imagine this was a stacked order though. So 2 or more assignments for one driver. Rarely it can be 3. I don't get a lot of triple stacked orders, I call it, but you will get stacked orders. The same kind of thing. Don't worry about it. The pay, the dollars per mile payout there, the positioning, and then the restaurants. Is it going to give me problems? I'm thinking about, all right, now I got to worry about parking twice. Is there easy parking there, etc. Now let's look at the newer earn by time option here. And we can see this is from when you accept an offer to when you drop it off. Active time only. This amount per active hour not only varies by city, by a marketplace, but it will vary based on the sub marketplace as well. So you can see here how my whole marketplace here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is broken down into smaller segments. Now, the standard pay at the time was $18.25 per active hour. It says also plus tips. Now here, there's also bonus pay. I'm going to get into the bonus pay and how to weigh which one is better, but this has a plus $7 per active hour bonus as well. So that's making this $25.25 per active hour, guaranteed. So here's an offer, and note the different order screen layout here. So in this example, again, because it will vary, I'm getting $20.75 per active hour plus tips. 2.8 miles, estimate for 17 minutes here, and it's a restaurant pickup at this Pizza Fiesta. Now, the main thing I'm thinking about on Earn by Time is just that. It's the time and the efficiency, because I'm not going to see, obviously, a per offer breakdown as I would on Earn by Offer. You can think about that ping-ponging orders like I told you, but you can also think about what might take more time. Because if something takes more time on this earnings mode, I'm getting paid, and I'm getting paid even more. So what? Long shops. We'll talk about shop and delivers for grocery if I'm in a store shopping. Or on food delivery, let's say a long way to the drive-through. So if you're on Earn per Offer, you're just going to get that one pay and then, hopefully a nice tip there. But on Earn by Time, if I pull up to that same situation with a long wait at the restaurant, then my pay is going to go up because I'm still getting paid on that longer active time. Can you think of any other scenarios where it would take more time on the road as a dasher, like traffic? There's another one. So on traffic, on Earn per Offer, I'm only making the $8 that I accepted versus Earn by Time, I'm making more because of that delay. Okay, now let's talk about the different pay structures. So there's different challenges and incentives, but I just want to talk about the main thing you're going to see, the peak pay bonuses. There's a per delivery peak pay and a per active hour peak pay. So when I'm looking at this, the per offer peak pay is just going to be an additional pay per delivery, an extra $1, extra $3 or whatever it may be. And there's a scheduled time slot. Now, there's dynamic peak pay. There's a lot of different options here from DoorDash. Trust me. So drop a like in this video if you're getting value so far. But the dynamic peak pay does not have a set start or end time. But that's kind of more niche. The main thing you're going to see is what I'm talking about right here. So think about, all right, it says an extra $2, $3, whatever it's going to be from, let's say, 4 to 6 p.m. Do I think it's going to be worth it in my sub marketplace? Or does it seem too high? And do I feel like so many dashers are going to be out there that I'm not going to really make more money? That's up to you. It's understanding your marketplace. Now, I found anecdotally, sometimes, not all the times, but driving on the highest peak pay, like it's $3, $3.50, something crazy. Yeah, it will draw out more dashers, and that's kind of the point in part that DoorDash is doing. I try to aim for like 80% of that. Now, I mean, here in Pittsburgh, I'm not really seeing $3.50, $4 plus peak pay that I saw years ago, but I will see some $1, $2, maybe $3 peak pay. And I will drive on the $1, $2 and even try the $3. Just think about that though. Is it going to be worth it? Make you more money? Or let's transition here. Am I going to make more money on the per active hour peak pay? I just showed you a $25 active time peak pay incentive there. In reality, you might be saying like, Mike, I'm never seeing a $7 active hourly. Me neither. That's exceptionally rare there. But I will see the same thing. $1, $2, $3 active hour peak pay. So when it comes to which one's better for you, think situationally. Do I just want to take maybe a few offers here and there? I can multi-app, driving on different apps at the same time. And I think that per offer bonus would be better for me because I can just be really choosy, right? But on the per active, well, there's guaranteed active hourly pay if I, again, do hit traffic, if I have restaurant delays, and first time we should mention this here, is I can only decline once on Earn by Time. After that, it just boots you off Earn by Time. You have to do Earn per Offer. Now let's talk about a niche and offer type that we started to see more and more of in 2024, really ramping up through the year. And I anticipate this is going to be, what, 15%, maybe even 25%. What do you think of your order volume? This is shop and deliver. I'm going to go to the place. I'm just going to shop. I'm going to use my prepaid red card and then I deliver. Now, if you have Dasher preferences, if you don't want to do that, then you can turn it off in preferences. So if I got something like a convenience offer at a Walgreens, a CVS, and I'm shopping for, let's say, admittedly, usually under 10 items or so on convenience runs. How long am I going to be in that store? That is the name of the game of really any shop and deliver app or platform. It's not just that though. It's finding the items. Admittedly, they're not like huge stores versus grocery, but any item availability issues. If something's out of stock, if it's an item you're not familiar with, you don't even know where it's at typically in that store. But imagine I have all my stuff, right? I got all my stuff and I'm ready to check out. Then there's a checkout line. Is a Walgreens, a CVS, a Rite Aid going to be as bad as like a Target or something like that? Probably not, but you never know. And then speaking of those grocery runs, that's another offer type on shop and deliver here. Same kind of thing, but on a larger scale. So instead of like 10 or less items, I'm getting 20, 30, 35 items. Similar thing here, but again, larger, bigger store, more customers, more checkouts, but possibly more wait time if it is slammed. There's alcohol runs. So I'm going to go to the liquor store, whatever it is in your marketplace, and I'm going to pick up the offer. Typically, it's not a huge offer, so there's not a ton of volume there. The only challenge with alcohol really is making that delivery. It is up to you to deliver in a regulated fashion. Make sure that you have the valid identification. Make sure that the person is able, looking for signs of intoxication there, to accept the delivery. There's just a lot more regulations and restrictions. Just make sure you're doing it correctly and following instructions and getting the ID and a signature on alcohol deliveries. And then there's retail. I see a lot of PetSmart, just stores, right? Retail, similar kind of thing there. I don't hate retail. I think it's better than grocery. Look at the items, same kind of thing with convenience. Taking a quick break here. Let me know if you got this far in the video. Let me know what's your favorite offer type on DoorDash, and do you prefer earn per offer or earn by time? Because I feel like earn by time is getting a lot more popular. Now let's look at DashMart requests. So it's a convenience center. It's like a mini warehouse in your marketplace. Here's the one that we have in Pittsburgh. I kind of like DashMart runs. I feel like when DashMart first came to Pittsburgh, I didn't like them because I felt like I didn't know how to do it. Is it a shop? Do I go in there? Do I have to use the red card? What is it? DashMarts are super easy. Let's pull up an example here. 1150, 4.1. You know the drill here. Look at the dollars to mile. Look at the positioning. Look at the quoted time here. This is for 2 orders at a DashMart. If you're ever unsure of how many pickups, etc., it'll say all orders are placed at the same store. And you can look at the logo there. Remember, the pickup is going to have that shopping bag, so there's just one logo as well. All you have to do, you park near that DashMart, you go and you say, I got to pick up for so-and-so. The associates at these little warehouses, the DashMarts, they're going to pull everything for you. It's going to be in a taped, sealed DashMart bag, and you just deliver. Now let's look at some newer features on DoorDash going into 2025. These are important because, yes, these are different earnings options for you as a Dasher. DashLink, or routed warehouse deliveries, that's a different type of warehouse than the aforementioned DashMart. DashLinks are a warehouse like DashMart, but they're most likely a larger warehouse than your DashMarts, and they might be further away than some of the other spots in your marketplace. And you have to join by a wait list. Joining the wait list maximizes your chances of getting DashLink offers. You can see an estimated pickup window of when you would need to be at these DashLink warehouses. And as long as you're within like 10 miles or so, DoorDash says you should be fine and still get DashLink offers. Now this pickup window can change, and they'll give you an estimate of offer count, as you can see here, and drivers waiting in the queue. And based on those numbers, DoorDash will say, if you join now, you may get a DashLink offer today. So I wouldn't tell you to just go there and sit and wait for an offer. I would multi-app, or at least just be active on DoorDash and do some other stuff, and then wait for a DashLink request to come in. Other times, after I did join the waitlist, it said if you join now, you may not get a DashLink offer today. In this case, you can see 58 offers, but 85 Dashers waiting. And then other times, the waitlist will be full entirely, as shown here. I like routed deliveries in 2025. I'm interested in exploring more routed deliveries. Why? Because the volatility of the gig economy, these different side hustle apps, you can multi-app, which is still a great way to do it, and what's called cherry pick, just pick the best offers for you. That's one way to do it, but then there's also a proportion of workers who want more predictability, or sometimes I just want something that I can just set it and forget it. I don't want to worry about picking and cherry picking the best offers. So if a routed delivery makes sense numbers-wise, that is number one. It has to make sense, the pay, the cash flow, the mileage, and the estimated time. If that makes sense, I would take a DashLink offer. Next is Dasher Rewards and how to capitalize on Dasher Rewards. So as the name implies, it's a reward system, in this case based on 3 rewards tiers: gold, silver, and platinum. Now with that, there are different benefits based on the tier level. So I get discounts on DoorDash, I have the priority to dash at any time, access to the large order catering program, that at the highest tier platinum, VIP support, which is nice, advanced scheduling, which is nice, but the priority access to high paying offers is possibly the most attractive here. Now with the criteria, and this will vary based on marketplace, but at least here in Pittsburgh, of 50% acceptance rate, and then 70% for gold status, and another 70% plus 100 deliveries in the last rolling 30 days, that's a tough ask for you as a Dasher, especially as most Dashers are part-time. And it does really kind of restrict you to multi-app. Because with multi-apping, I'm just online and I'm selecting the best offers. I'm declining freely if they're not making sense here. With anything on Dasher Rewards, I just feel like I have to keep accepting. And I've tested Dasher Rewards, driving as a silver and a gold Dasher. And especially at 70% AR, yes, I get higher priority, and Platinum has the highest priority to higher paying offers. It has that constant pressure to keep accepting. For that, I would just weigh the numbers. I would look at your numbers. We have an earnings tracking spreadsheet. It's at yourdrivermike.com/tracking. Or if you prefer something app-based, I partner with the Solo app. Both those links are linked down below to track your miles and earnings trends. Getting your acceptance rate up there, again, I think it's a tough ask, but if mathematically it's making more, then you could try it. Some other newer options here. First, let me start with the established option here, this cash on delivery. I'll get an offer like this. It has the tag. It'll tell you it's a cash on delivery offer. This is something else you can opt in and opt out of in Dasher preferences if you have that. And then it'll say the customer will pay you $12 in cash for this order. Keep the cash you collect from the customer, including all tips. We'll deduct $12 from your weekly balance. But then they say you may have to provide change, so we recommend carrying $5 and $1 bills. And actually, when I initially asked you, this was Q1 of 2023, if available, would you accept cash from a customer when making a food delivery drop-off? You know, it's order payment plus any tip. 1,300 votes, and maybe surprisingly, maybe we can update this. You can comment down below, yes or no here. 46% said yes, 44% said no. That's pretty close, with 10% saying maybe. That and the just announced round trip delivery options is another cash on delivery, or I should say cash handling option for Dashers. And again, some Dashers don't want to do that, but if you do, take a look at these round trip deliveries. Here's an example that pays really well, and this is directly from DoorDash, so I don't certainly anticipate every single round trip offer to pay this high. $25 guaranteed plus additional pay after the return trip. So what do I got to do here? For 5.6 miles, I go to the retail pickup, the 1-800 radiator, and then I get one item. It says there, then I go to my business drop off. Whoever got this one item here. There I collect a cash payment. I drop off the item. I take a picture. I get a signature, and then I take that cash payment and go back to that retail location to drop off the cash payment. That is a round trip delivery. At the time of filming, you do need to opt in via an email invite, so look for that. I guess the pro here is, yes, giving you another earnings option. Yes, I'm carrying cash, but no one really knows I'm a DoorDash Dasher, especially as you're using your personal vehicle that's not marked or anything. And I'm carrying the cash. You can have a little carrying bag if you want. I don't think you're going to get a lot of these, but we'll see. This is brand new here, how much it expands in 2025. But negatives, I'm carrying cash. So if you don't want to carry cash, if you do see that email, obviously don't opt in. If it eventually scales and it's included in preferences, which is what I would like to see, also toggle it off if it does come to preferences. But let's move away from the cash deliveries and talk about some other niche deliveries that you might see as a DoorDash Dasher. Number one, package returns. Here's an example. It has the same kind of tag that you would see on cash on delivery. It says, deliver a package. Deliver to FedEx, 1.3 miles in this example, $7, includes DoorDash Pay and customer tips. At least this example says total may be higher. It says pick up at a customer's address and then deliver to the drop-off location. That's going to be a FedEx, a UPS, or a USPS. This is what the customer sees. So how would you like the Dasher to pick up the package you are returning? I'll hand it to the Dasher, or they can just pick it up outside of the front door. Here's the status that the customer is going to see. Your Dasher has picked up your package return and is now heading, in this case, to the UPS package return drop-off location. Then it prompts them to send you a QR code for that return. We'll let you know when to send your Dasher a screenshot of your QR code via in-app chat. Packages that require shipping labels must be sealed, labeled, and ready for pickup, so you don't got to do any of that. And lastly, while niche, this is a new bonus opportunity for you, and I'm curious if this is going to expand a lot in 2025. So I saw this here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it would say something under the promotions tab, of course, like $2.80 for every 5 miles you drive, estimated on offers up to $10. And you can see the other examples here. Now, this is going to be a prorated amount. So if you don't hit the 5 miles, it's going to be prorated, the per mile bonus. $1.30 every 5 miles, etc. And you can see here it is scheduled. I mean, if you're driving on distance pay, I think of that quite literally as a per mile bonus there. Because we've seen now a per delivery bonus, your standard earn per offer peak pay. We've seen the per active hour bonus peak pay. And now we see a per mile peak pay, which also can be prorated if it's not hitting the thresholds that they list here. I mean, it all goes into your pay, and this went away so quickly, at least when it came out at the end of 2024, that I didn't even have a chance to sign up for a shift here in Pittsburgh, but it all goes into your pay. So if you see distance pay, think about possibly the mid-range to longer offers. And if it would make sense for you to drive a little further, knowing you'd get an extra, whatever this equates to, like 20 cents, 30 some cents per mile. But which one of these is your favorite, and what combination of these do you feel like would make you the most money?